Hi everyone, it's me, and today, can you actually cook your rats? I'm so sorry, I mean Ratatouille, so yeah, sorry.
Now that there's a food theory channel,
Ratatouille Criminal Investigation Report.
do you go over here on film theory or over there on food theory since you're a rat who cooks?
Food theory? That sounds like a great channel. I better check it out at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, it is an awesome channel where everyone will immediately want to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. But we're not gonna be friends at the end of this episode,
Subscribe to
Remy.
my channel
Wait,
as well,
what?
thank you.
I'm a lovable cartoon rat in a kid's movie. What could I have done wrong?
Oh man, you're talking to a guy who's ruined some of the most beloved Disney characters of all time. The lions from Lion King, strong female characters like Rapunzel, like every character from Zootopia.
Wait, I know those guys.
Remy, you don't stand a chance.
Film.
Hello internet, welcome to Film Theory.
I love it, it's like film theory behind it's like a theory, the M. One more time. Hello internet, welcome to film theory. I'm sorry. Hello.
Where today's episode is with apologies to Shaperiless Productions because, no joke, this is a pickup
Sorry.
line. As we were working on this episode, I'm like, oh, no one talks about Ratatouille. All of a sudden, he uploads
Sorry.
this hour-long dissertation on why Ratatouille is this, like, masterpiece of filmmaking and how it touches him emotionally. And yeah, today I am here to rip its main character to shreds, so apologies to you. Now, I can already hear you moaning in the comments.
Apologies.
You think Grump
Please forgive me my deepest apologies. I'm sorry.
old Matt Pat's here to ruin an animated family film from your childhood as usual. But never fear, internet, because I'm here to say that Ratatouille is everything a great G-rated movie should be. It's a fantastic story, it has an uplifting message, it has a detestable bad guy, and an admirable protagonist. And in the case of Ratatouille, that protagonist is Chef Skinner. The guy that everyone seems to think is the antagonist is actually the good guy. What? It's a typical game theory or film theory episode? I don't know why everyone thinks Remy, the rat who's obviously a dangerous narcissist, is the good guy, but it's high time that the misconceptions about this rat tale went the way of the rat tale. If it's been a while since you watched
Rat tale.
Ratatouille, here's a quick refresher. Ratatouille stars Remy, a rat that the internet will literally barbecue me over if I accidentally call him Ratatouille. It's the name of the movie, not the name of the rat. He has a passion for culinary arts, but no reality cooking competition show to prove it on. He leaves the colony to live his dreams in the one place that he's not allowed, a gourmet kitchen. Linguini,
A human gourmet kitchen.
young member of the kitchen staff, lets Remy hide underneath his hat. This allows Remy to pull on strands of Linguini's hair and control the young man's every move. With Remy at the helm, Linguini impresses even Paris's most formidable food critics with his inventive cuisine. Skinner, the highly trained chef at the restaurant, suspects that something is up and does his best to uncover the truth about Linguini's newfound talents in the kitchen. Now, if this sounds like an inspirational story about overcoming obstacles and achieving your destiny, I'm sorry to tell you that you've missed the point entirely. The theoretical truth is that Remy is nobody's master chef. He's actually a bald-faced criminal. And yeah, I know you're not gonna believe me here. MatPat's taking it too far. This theory is gonna be too big of a stretch. I've heard it all. And yet, for all of my admittedly outlandish theories, hello Finding Nemo episode, this one is shockingly down to earth. Just listen, Remy is an actual dictionary definition criminal. He's kind of a narcissist, and he's just overall a jerk of a creature. And if you look at his on-screen behavior, you'll realize that he's not actually the good guy here. I smell a rat in this Disney classic, and it's Remy, the rat.
Get it? Because technically speaking, he is a rat, so smell a rat.
You get it. The first thing Remy
I get
did
it.
that put a bad taste in my mouth was establish himself as a habitual thief. Now that alone wouldn't be too big of a problem. The real issue is that he lies about it. He explicitly states that he's against stealing,
A cook makes, a thief takes. You are not the thief.
and yet we witness Remy steal literally the entire time. Herbs, spices, cookbooks, letters, and of course, food. Remy never learns his lesson either.
Look, it's delicious, but don't steal. I'll buy some spices, okay?
In fact, the longer the film goes on, the more brazen he becomes. First, he only steals food for himself, but eventually he starts letting his rat buddies into the restaurant to steal food after hours.
Remy, you are stealing. You told Linguini he could trust you.
And he can.
But the boy could lose his job.
Which means I would too. It's under control, okay?
He's not just stealing on small scale, he is stealing in massive quantities. Towards the end of the movie, he lets the entire rat colony have at it. In any realistic context, this is absolutely absolutely disgusting. Not to mention that restaurants operate on razor-thin margins for their product. So stealing the food here might literally put them out of business, either for hygiene concerns or, at the very least, for them having to throw away literally tons of food that have been touched on and nibbled on by a parade of rats.
Which is unfortunate because it's just standard practice. It was being polluted, contaminated, yes.
But okay, petty thieving. Still not enough to turn you against him? How about a nice healthy serving of fraud? Look at Linguini. Poor Linguine, the garbage boy, the sap that Remy literally controls like a puppet throughout the movie. When the two of them meet, Linguini is destitute.
I need this job. I've lost so many. I don't know how to cook, and now I'm actually talking to a rat as if you...
So Linguini doesn't know how to cook. Lucky for us, Remy has a great mantra that he preaches throughout the entirety of this movie.
Anyone can cook. What do I always say? Anyone can cook.
Anyone can cook.
So obviously, with Remy's great skill, he can teach Linguini to cook.
True, anyone can cook. Even, case in point, robots, machines. Yep.
Right? No.
He's nobody who takes out the garbage. He doesn't cook.
Anyone can cook.
Well, yeah, anyone can. That doesn't mean that anyone should.
Instead, Remy devises a complex system of hair pulling that allows him to hide underneath Linguini's chef hat and operate Linguini's body as though he were nothing more than a human forklift, and in the process teach Linguini no useful culinary skills whatsoever. And what's it all for? Just so Remy can cook, just for his own benefit. So rather than teaching someone a lifelong skill that could put a roof over their head and
It's like, give a man a fish, teach a man how to fish.
make sure that they keep their job without fear of being kicked out of the restaurant because they're keeping an unhygienic rat under their hat the entire time. He just uses the garbage boy to get ahead. Cool. So okay, Remy's selfish. He's a hypocrite. He's a thief. Those are just facts of the movie. They're on screen. They are in the script. We get it. But that doesn't mean that he's the antagonist necessarily, right? Like, after all great heroes have their flaws. I mean, who hasn't forced two unconsenting adults to kiss once or twice? Am I right?
No!
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
Oh, Remy, that one's gonna get you canceled on Twitter, my dude. But okay, it's not as though Remy's selfishness puts others' lives at risk or anything, right?
Hey, Remy, you think that maybe we shouldn't be so...
like...
Oh my, he really is just the absolute worst, isn't he? It's almost like I told you that in the thesis of this episode. Sorry to break it to you folks, but Remy just doesn't give one rat dropping if anyone around him lives or dies. His singular
Get it? Rat dropping doesn't give a...
purpose is to be a chef, and he is gonna achieve it no matter how many innocent rats or humans are left in his wake. And spoiler alert, both are left dead in his wake. I've already subtly hinted at the fact that he's, you know, a rat, and rats are banned from Parisian kitchens for a very good reason. According to the CDC, rats and mice are known to spread over 35 different diseases to humans worldwide.
And unfortunately, right now, there's a global pandemic right now. This video came out in year 2020. The global pandemic is still going on. Right now, even now, 2022, right? The pandemic is still going on. We know about this for years. Like, globally speaking, we need to learn to survive of better health, better hygiene purposes, measures. To survive.
Many of which can be fatal. And Remy knows this. He understands this concept. Remy, without exaggeration, kidnaps anyone who threatens to report the hundreds of sewer rats running around in the kitchen. Oh sure, they clean and sanitize themselves for that final scene after they've already walked across all the floors and surfaces, but what about when all of them raid the refrigerator? I don't see any sanitation happening before or after that scene. What about when they first invade the kitchen? Where are the hairnets, people? And if you don't think human health codes are important, I encourage you to read Upton Sinclair's The Jungle Friends. Spoiler alert, rats play a leading role in that one too. After The Jungle was published in 1906, it helped raise public awareness about the meatpacking industry's unsanitary practices, leading to a massive decrease in typhoid fever, trichinosis, and various other potentially lethal diseases.
Case in point, better ventilations, gloves, hairnet, like what Matt had mentioned before just now.
No, don't, Remy. That's the point. And you know what's worse than all the crimes that he's committed to the human world? Beyond all the poor workplace conditions, the lying, the stealing, the unconsenting kisses, Remy's worst offense actually happens before he even steps foot in the kitchen. At the beginning of the movie, Remy's remarkable nose lands him the most important job in his colony, rat poison sniffer. As the only rat in the entire colony capable of sniffing out rat poison, Remy is able to ensure the colony's food supply is safe to eat. It's an admirable job where Remy undoubtedly saves lives, but he ultimately abdicates his position in favor of becoming a chef. Now, that wouldn't be a problem except for one thing. He is the only rat in the entire colony with the ability to save his friends, family, and species from a painful, poisonous death, and yet he just gotta go master that beef bourguignon. Don't get
Selfish, you know. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And right now the few is you, one more
me
time.
wrong here. I am all for pursuing your dream. My grandmother still asks me when I'm gonna get a real job and move back to Ohio. But Remy's pursuit of cooking is literally killing his friends and family. But he's an artist. He needs to spread his wings and fly. Sure, Remy, you can play with that niçoise salad all you want after you train someone else to do your life-saving job.
True, with great power comes great responsibility. Great responsibility, come on, man. If you want to do something on your own, pass on the knowledge. Teach someone. Educate. For the better good of...
Thing's been poisoned, thank God, but it hasn't been easy.
TLDR here is, Remy doesn't care about anyone else. He only cares about himself. He doesn't care about saving their lives. He doesn't care about keeping their jobs. He doesn't care about their personal physical boundaries. And he doesn't care about them keeping healthy off of the food that they eat. Long story short, Remy is just the worst. But does that mean that this movie is left with no protagonist? In a shocking twist, no. Let's shift gears a moment to consider Skinner, widely considered to be the villain of Ratatouille, even though we just established that Remy fills that role very nicely. It is true that Skinner is diametrically opposed to Remy throughout the story, but if Remy is selfish, heartless, and criminally dangerous, well, what does that say about Skinner exactly? Because no matter how you slice it and dice it, Chef Skinner does nothing wrong.
True, even though he looks like the bad guy in the movies,
If Skinner is guilty of anything, it's of presenting as a villain. The sunken eyes, the fits of rage, the pencil-thin mustache. Dude's not exactly gonna be gracing the cover of a romance novella anytime soon. But what is it we're told about books and covers again? It's a person's
never judge a book by its cover.
actions that truly matter. And if we dive into Skinner's actions, we quickly realize that everything the man does is above board. He is a trained, capable chef who does know good food when he tastes it. Chef Skinner's game recognizes game, even when it appears as though the food was made by someone who's completely untrained. He listens to his staff, and he can even admit when he's wrong.
Perhaps I have been a bit harsh on our new garbage boy. He has taken a bold risk, and we should reward that.
Skinner even goes so far to give Linguini, an utterly untrained garbage boy who hasn't worked in a kitchen for one full shift, more than a fair shot at proving himself as a real chef.
Recreate the soup. Take as much time as you need.
So what then is Skinner's crime? Having a dislikable demeanor? Gee, can't think of any other revered international chef who fits that profile.
Oh, Chef Gordon! Ramsay Gordon! I mean, you are talented, you are skilled, you have a lot of knowledge about it. But please don't swear, people. Stop saying the curse words, come on. Be polite, be respectful, you son of a...
You got enough in there?
But that's so good. It's really a waste.
Wow.
And what's more, Skinner makes good business decisions. Having inherited a restaurant roiling from the death of Gusteau, Skinner shrewdly pivots the brand and diversifies the business into a frozen meal marketplace. And frozen meal business is good. Sure, it's not as classy or artsy as being a chef in a fancy French restaurant, but guess what? By expanding into frozen food, it ensures that good quality products are reaching a wider marketplace who might not be able to afford eating at Gusteau's fancy French revered restaurant.
And it sells burritos. Millions and millions of burritos.
That's not a bad thing. That's delivering more food to more people and making sure that your business stays profitable moving forward after losing its headline chef. I mean, that is a thankless position, and yet Skinner manages to thread that needle perfectly. Skinner is also a staunch defender of the health code, which, in 2020, we can certainly see saves lives. Remy isn't exactly washing his hands for the CDC recommended 40 seconds out there. Sure, Skinner wants Remy Remy out of the kitchen, not because he seeks to deny Remy his destiny as an artist, but it's for the pragmatic reason that his restaurant would be closed down should the health inspector discover a rat. His staff would be left unemployed. Every person in his restaurant would be at risk of contracting any of the 35 diseases a sewer rat like Remy could carry. Not only is Skinner by the book when it comes to health code,
Not just carry, maybe the viruses, the diseases may change, mutate, a variant. Just like how COVID-19, there's Delta, there's Omicron, there's
violations, he is also 100% right about Remy. Even if Remy's half-hearted hand-washing were to somehow rinse all the bacteria from his body, he's still a threat to spread any of dozens of diseases when he's, you know, biting people. All the time.
This is not gonna work, little chef!
No amount of hand-washing and external sanitation is gonna clean the bacteria out of your mouth and teeth there, Remy. Throughout the film, Chef Skinner is an absolute Boy Scout. And what does it get him in the end? Kidnapped and hog-tied by a horde of rats and locked in a walk-in refrigerator alongside a health inspector.
Because, think about it, even though if you are skilled, you are very good at it, if you treat people badly, no matter how skilled you are, no matter how good you are, without respect, without politeness, geez, people will hate you to the core. Even if you're the richest guy, the most talented guy, the most skillful guy in the world. I don't give a crap.
By the quote-unquote good guys. But even in the face of this mafia-esque intimidation,
Bad attitude doesn't rewards good.
Skinner and the health inspector fearlessly pursue justice once they're released and ultimately succeed in getting Gusteau's closed for health code violations. Skinner had every opportunity to stoop to Remy's level, poisoning, lying, cheating, destroying the evidence that Linguini was actually the rightful heir and owner of the restaurant, but he doesn't do any of that. He follows the letter of the law every step of the way, even when it makes him angry or upset. In truth, if Skinner was truly the antagonist, he could have won this movie. He could have sat back and sold millions and millions of frozen burritos well into his golden years. But instead, Skinner sacrificed his own career for the all-important cause of public safety. If the bad rap that Skinner got at the end of this movie doesn't put a bad taste in your mouth, I don't know what will. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And a huge thank you to our sponsor for today's episode, Epic Games, and their massive video game hit of Fortnite. Yeah, we have a gaming channel, but they wanted to sponsor us over here on Film Theory, which might seem weird, but actually isn't that big of a surprise considering that they too are currently crossing genres with their big Season 4 launch, The Nexus War, which features the ability for you to hop into the shoes of some of Marvel's biggest heroes and villains, including Doctor Doom, Wolverine, Iron Man. Man, I love that guy 3000. But perhaps my favorite appearance of the bunch, Thor, also joining the Fortnite fray, so watch out, Noob Master 69. Thor is indeed coming for you. He's also coming for Galactus, apparently, who's also arriving on the scene. I suppose as the big bad of the season? I'm not 100% sure, actually. I'm excited to find out. If you haven't checked out Fortnite yet, it is unlike anything else out there. And the constant flow of new content that the Epic Games team is constantly infusing the game with is just really impressive. And this new season comes with some of the coolest additions yet. Not only are you getting a bunch of new characters from the Marvel universe, but also their locations on the map, like the Sentinel Graveyard from X-Men or Doctor Doom's Domain. Plus, the characters aren't just running around with shotties all the time, they're actually arriving with their powers. Groot's Bramble Shield, Silver Surfer's Surfboard, just really cool, really awesome new details. Let me just say it right now, I am not what you would call good at Fortnite, but it's times like this where I'm really happy that I have an account where I can just dip in and play some matches and explore the new characters, the new locations, the new powers, whatever direction their story is headed to. And at the very least, it'll probably get itself its own film theory one day, since it's now the crossroads of video games, Marvel, and Star Wars, meaning that pretty much everything is canon to everything else thanks to Fortnite. The long and short of it all is this: Fortnite is free. It's an enormously robust game that's constantly updating with really cool new stuff, and if you value being pop culture literate in even the slightest way, then you owe it to yourself to play a few matches to just see what the hype is all about. Season 4's Nexus War is a great time to jump in. It's applicable to gamers, it's applicable to film fans, and it's applicable to you since, you know, you watched a video about Ratatouille and lasted till the end, which implies that you're a fan of Disney stuff. And since since Marvel is now Disney, you know how it goes. If you haven't downloaded Fortnite already, use my link in the description below and download Fortnite now for free. Keep an eye out there for me on the battlefield. I'll be the Groot standing in the corner pretending to be a tree. Before you go, if you do like theories and food and the big screen, don't forget to check out the next course on the Theorist menu, Food Theory. It launched a few weeks ago and you guys have given us tremendously positive feedback about it. Over 1 million of you subscribed in the first week alone, and the audience for every episode has been only growing since. If you're into the crossover between food and movies, check out our theory on how Kool-Aid Man fits into the Marvel Universe and is probably a descendant of X-Men. Yes, really, it's a real thing. If you're more of a small screen fan, we have one of my favorite episodes so far, all about who would win in a cooking showdown between Gordon Ramsay and Bobby Flay. What really blew my mind about this episode was understanding what goes on behind the scenes of cooking competition shows. It is a surprise to say the least. We also have classic food debate episodes like Is a Hot Dog a Sandwich? And how to optimize your fast food order to get the most fries for your dollar. These episodes are just a lot of fun. And unlike ruining your favorite Disney movies, a lot of the stuff you learn on food theory can actually help you in real life. So you're still here listening to me talk about it, so click on over, watch a new episode today, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for all of your support over there. It has meant the world to all of us in what's been a miserable year. So all the theories you know and love are still happening over here on Film Theory, but in the meantime, I'll see you right here next week on Film Theory for something a little bit different.
Thank you all so much. Once again, I think this video really showcased that if you have good skills, if you have good techniques, if you have good capabilities, but you are not a likable person, people, it's a double-edged sword. It's useful, but it can harm you as well. So please be understanding, be polite, be respectful. Thank you so much for being such decent human beings. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel, and sincerely appreciate all of your support and encouragement for my work. Thank you all so much, and I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory! Sorry. A film theory. And cut. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye! Thank you so much. Thank you. Subscribe. Thank you. Subscribe. Ratatouille.